Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me on today's webinar. My name is Derek Waller, and we're going to talk about how you can lose 30 pounds or more in the next 90 days without counting calories, without tracking portion sizes, without doing any crazy intense workouts, without giving up your favorite foods forever, without endless food prep that only wastes your time, without completely restocking your pantry, without wasting money on expensive gym memberships, and what usually kills us all, without losing motivation. So who is this webinar for? Because I value your time. I don't want to waste any of your time, so I want you to know exactly who this is for. So it's really for busy people without a lot of time. It's for women and men with 15 or more pounds to lose, moms and dads with full-time jobs, kids at home, and no time to spare. Personally, I'm a dad. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so I literally have no time to spare, which is what helped me create this formula that I'm going to share with you here today. And for women over 35 with children who can't seem to lose weight no matter what you try. So it's really for anyone who's tried and given up on diets and workout plans to lose weight. We're going to talk about the big problem with both diets and workout plans here on today's webinar as well. So who is this not for? Again, I don't want to waste your time. So if it's not for you, that's perfectly fine. You can leave. And again, I don't want to waste your time. So it's not for people who are not ready to look their best, people who are not willing to spend just a few minutes a day for giant lifelong benefits, and people who can't follow a few simple instructions. So on this webinar, you're going to discover a magical time of day when your body naturally burns up to 20% more fat. I call it your metabolism window. It's very powerful. We're going to go over that. We're going to talk about how to eat as much as you want and lose as much weight as you desire. So no counting calories, no measuring out portion sizes or counting points or anything like that. We're also going to talk about how activating your mental metabolism will help you consistently lose weight week after week without fail, how all you need is just a few minutes a day to lose as much weight as you desire, and why exercise is a poor way to lose weight, and even why you shouldn't exercise or even worry about exercising if you have 30 or more pounds to lose. So a lot of people think that's a little controversial, but I'm going to go through exactly why I don't think you should exercise if you have 30 or more pounds to lose or if you've been struggling to lose weight for over 3 to 6 months. We're going to talk about the silent hormonal disorder that affects over 50% of Americans, keeping you overweight without you ever feeling a thing. Dr. Timothy Noakes, who's one of the guys I look up to a lot in terms of nutrition, said this is the single most important medical condition around the globe, and yet we're not testing for it. We're not really even paying attention to it. So we're going to talk about that too, because it could be the reason why you're struggling to lose weight. So if you have 15 or more pounds to lose, this is probably why, and yet no doctor will even test for it. So we're going to go through that as well. And for those of you who stay through the entire webinar, I'm going to give you my proven 7-day diet jumpstart to you as a free gift. Just my way of saying thank you for spending some time with me here today. With it, people just like you have lost anywhere from 5 to 7, even up to 10 pounds in 7 days without exercise. So it's very powerful, and the best part of all is very, very simple. So I'm going to give that to you as a free gift if you stick around to the end. So in this webinar, I'm going to outline my very simple 4-step ideal body formula. So ideal body is getting you the ideal body you deserve. Everybody has a different goal. Everybody wants to look differently. Everyone has different, aspirations. So this is all about what you want for yourself, and we're going to do it with these 4 simple steps that we're going to cover in detail. And the goal, again, is to lose at least 30 pounds in the next 90 days. If you have more than that to lose or less to lose, it's really up to you. And that's the great part about this is you determine how much weight you lose. But first of all, can you answer yes to any of these questions? Are you struggling to lose weight? Do you feel like nothing works no matter how many diets, pills, or exercise programs you try? Are you tired of being ripped off by people, programs, and pills that take advantage of your desire to lose weight but never deliver real results? I know in the past I've been ripped off by some of those people, and it's just a horrible feeling. Have you had it with the plans that give you hope and then empty your pockets and leave you feeling confused, adrift, and wondering what to do next? Do you have a shelf full of diet plan, healthy eating cookbooks that you never use? I know I'm guilty of that. My wife and I have shelves upon shelves full of these cookbooks that we bought with good intentions and just never end up using. Have you given up believing that you can lose weight without crazy, high-intensity, personal trainer-led workout sessions? All the, crazy, high-intensity workouts you see all over, the infomercials and online these days. Do you struggle giving up sweets and treats? That's a big problem. I know I've struggled with it in the past. My wife struggles with it as well, so that's something that we've addressed that we can help people with. And have you never been able to lose more than just a few pounds? Or even worse, do you keep gaining and losing the same 5 to 10 pounds, which can be a very vicious cycle? Do you have too much stress in your life so you satisfy and soothe yourself with food? Does the number on the scale and the tire around the middle just not budge no matter what? And you feel like you're on the verge of giving up for good? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you imagine how much easier everything would be if you could just shed some of that excess weight that you're carrying around? And do you think you've been cursed with bad genes and no amount of dieting except for starving yourself will ever change that? I know people who think that way, and it's just completely not true. Do you think you'd have more energy if you weighed less? Do you wish you could run around with your kids or even your grandkids, playing hide and seek in the backyard, playing chase, playing tag, all these games that you can play with them, but maybe you're not able to right now because of your current condition? Do you feel your weight is holding you back from truly enjoying your life to the fullest levels? Do you wish the person looking back in the mirror was thinner, healthier, and happier? Do you believe diets and food plans take more willpower and control than you actually have? And do you think that you're too out of shape to lose weight and get into shape? Do you feel like it's too late for you? A lot of us fall into that trap and struggle with that as well. The most important question is, are you finally ready to do something about it? You are? Good, because you're in the exact right place at the exact right time, because we're going to go through everything that you need to know right here today. So first of all, I have some surprising news for you. All this diets, all this dieting, whole grain eating, low fat, no fat, high intensity training, all these points, plans, portions, potions, pills, all these crazy detoxes and vitamins, supplements, these weekend green juice cleanses, fasting, and even liposuction surgery are not the miracle end-all solution that they've been hyped up as. We've been told for over 50 years that we should eat a low-fat diet filled with heart-healthy whole grains, and yet that hasn't wiped out obesity in the U.S. In fact, adult obesity rates are now 35% in 5 states and top 30% in 25 states. And the last research that I looked at, 1/3 of the world was obese. 1 in every 3 people was clinically obese. 2 out of every 3 people is clinically overweight. So that's 2/3 of the world that's clinically overweight, and yet we've had all this low-fat, heart-healthy, whole-grain dieting burned into our mind, and yet it's obviously not working if we're in such dire straits with our health and with our weight. And you'd think, given the sheer volume of diet programs out there and all these plans and fads and everything, you might think that we're all just dropping pounds left and right. Every year, 45 million people in the U.S. alone go on a diet. And again, we're unhealthier than ever. We weigh more than we ever had. Our kids are heavier than they've ever been. So obviously something is not right here. The real problem is that most dieting and most diet plans in general are not simple. They're way too complicated, and none of them utilize the secrets I've learned or the blueprint that I've created in my years as a weight loss professional. So before I share all the secrets of my formula here with you today, first just imagine how success will feel to you. And this is actually one of the first steps that we're going to go through, so you're going to see how important it is, but it's actually thinking and visualizing how this will feel when you actually reach your goal. So, how would your life change if you had more energy and vitality? Having the energy to keep up with your kids or even just pass them by and have more energy than them. How would you feel if you had more self-confidence, just feeling skinnier, more comfortable in your own skin, finally fitting into clothes you haven't worn in years? It's definitely possible, and it's a lot easier than you think. How would you feel if you finally melted away your muffin top, all the bat wings, the cankles, the double chins, whatever it is that you have, and all the unwanted fat that's covering up the real you? The real you is deep down in there, and it's just being covered up by the unwanted fat that doesn't need to be there. Imagine hearing, wow, you look great and you look so thin on a regular basis from your family, from your friends, from people at work. Just imagine how that would make you feel hearing that all the time. Just picture having less weight on your joints, which equals less pressure, and that equals less pain, which means more energy. Less pain, more energy every single day. That sounds great to me. I hope that sounds great to you too. Imagine eliminating inflammation from your body, which is the underlying factor in not only unwanted belly fat, but also the world's deadliest diseases like heart disease, strokes, and diabetes. They can all be linked back to inflammation in the body. Picture saving thousands of dollars by lowering your blood pressure, improving insulin sensitivity, and decreasing your risk of type 2 diabetes. And imagine getting an amazing night's sleep every single night so you can wake up in an incredible mood, excited to start the day. How would you feel if you could stop paying for all these monthly medications once and for all, or prevent it from ever happening in the first place? Just picture having better performance on the job, in the bedroom, in the classroom, in all areas of your life because you look and feel great every single day. The truth is, it is possible to lose at least 30 pounds in the next 3 months to achieve your ideal body using the simple 4-step method in the Ideal Body Formula, which again is what I'm sharing with you here today. So all you have to do is follow the 4 simple steps to unlock your ideal body. So here are the 4 steps. We're going to go through each one of them in detail so you know exactly what each one of them means. So the Ideal Body Formula uses 4 steps to transform your body and conquer some of your personal limitations in order to create a life that is filled with more energy and more fulfillment. So each of the 4 steps are, first, we're going to create your vivid vision. Then we're going to take advantage of energy eating. We're going to utilize your metabolism window. And then we're going to add in quiet cardio. So before I get into that and all the details around that, I want to tell you just a little bit about myself. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on me because that's not why you're here, but I just want to give you a reason why you should listen to me and trust me with what I'm giving you here today on this webinar. So I am a certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and I'm also a certified turbulence trainer, which is an advanced fat loss certification. So that's all about not just losing weight, but it's helping people more specifically burn fat. So before that, I held tech jobs at two well-known large companies for over 10 years. Straight out of college, I started working a desk job, and I spent a lot of time just hunched over a computer all day long. And although I was very fit and active in my college years and even before that in high school, year after year, day after day, I began to put on more weight because I was literally sitting at a desk all day long. And finally, I reached my breaking point. I had enough, and I knew it was time to make a change. So I ended up losing the weight, and then over the years, I began to help others shed their unwanted pounds because I just realized what worked and what worked for me, and I just wanted to tell as many people as I could about it. So here's a little before and after picture. For me, on the left is before, and on the right is the after. I ended up losing over 30 pounds, 6.5 inches off my belly, about 5 inches off my waist, really just using the formula that I'm sharing with you here today. So that's just to say that I'm not just telling you a bunch of, facts or things that I think are true. It's something that I personally use to get amazing results and to flatten my stomach, to get more defined arms, and to burn a lot of body fat off of my body. So once I started doing that, I realized that I really wanted to help a lot more people. So I started up my own fitness boot camp and started training hundreds of people on site and in person. As you can see on this picture here, we didn't have a lot of fancy equipment. I mean, here we didn't have any equipment to start off with, but we got people amazing results just by using the formula that we have here, because really you're just using everything that you already have at your disposal. Then a little over 3 years ago, I was rushed to the emergency room. So I was out in an advanced fitness conference in San Diego, California. I woke up at midnight. My stomach, I had the most extreme stomach pain ever. I have no idea what this feels like, but I felt like I was about to give birth. And it was just horrible. And I was laying on the floor just screaming in pain. I was rushed to the emergency room, and they found out that my colon had flipped in my body, crushed all my organs in its path, and I had to have a 6-hour emergency surgery that day. So I was in San Diego. I live in Madison, Wisconsin. My mom and my aunt are both nurses. They got on the first flight, flew out to be right by my side. I had tubes shoved up my nose and down my throat because my digestive system basically failed me and it wasn't working anymore. And I couldn't eat for 10 days. It was very horrible. And I ended up spending the next 6 months recovering and then basically on bed rest. I had to learn how to walk again, just a truly horrible event. But what it did was it allowed me time to pour over all the research about what was happening to me, because it was happening to a lot more people on a less severe level, and it's preventing a lot of people from burning fat and losing weight. So what I discovered is the key to losing as much weight as you desire all comes down to how your body digests and absorbs food. If you eat the healthiest diet in the world, tons of vegetables, tons of healthy foods, and your body isn't digesting and absorbing them correctly, then you don't get the benefits of those foods. And that's what was happening with me. Although most people don't get to the point where they need surgery, it's just your body isn't utilizing the nutrients and vitamins from even the healthiest of foods. And so again, it's not just about eating more fruits and vegetables and exercising yourself silly. It's about actually absorbing what you eat. And that's why you may be, doing a diet and you think you're doing everything and you think you're eating healthier and nothing ever is working for you. It might be because your body's simply just not absorbing these nutrients from the food. So with all this new research I found and my burning desire to help more people, I shared my secrets with the world in my #1 best-selling book, The Flat Belly Flush. So that was the #1 best-selling program in 2016, sold over 30,000 copies, and it's basically based on no counting calories, no crazy joint-killing workouts, no starving yourself, no complicated rules, no suffering just to lose a few pounds. It's basically the opposite of what everybody else tells you to do, which is do all this crazy high-intensity workouts, completely overhaul your diet, and basically change the entire person that you are in a short amount of time just to lose weight. And to me, in my experience, that never works long-term. So I did the opposite, and that's why the program was such a huge success. And here's just a few examples of people who use the program to get amazing results. There's Erin there on the corner. You can see in her picture, she looks incredible. I don't remember exactly how much weight she lost, but I remember her posting in our private Facebook group that she was finally able to fit into jeans that she hadn't been able to wear in something like 5 years. Or maybe she even wore them in high school and hadn't fit into them since high school. So just seeing how amazing she looks was incredible. There's a post from Maxine. After 1 week, I lost 10.25 pounds, 1/2 inch off my thighs, 1 inch off my hips, 1/2 inch off my waist. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And this was 1 week without exercise. She didn't exercise for a single second. And I'm going to get to that a little bit later on, why exercise is a very, very bad way to lose weight. So she got incredible results. Lim, who was busy celebrating the Chinese New Year, one of the big differences will be my pants are loose compared to last week. Now I have to wear a belt with most of my pants. So we're talking about 1 week, and the pants are really already starting to slide off a limb. And then there's Betty, who wrote on the bottom. She was an ex-aerobics instructor, and I'm not going to read her entire email here, but said, I love your daily emails that help keep me on track. I was 189 pounds before I started your program. After 3 weeks, I'm down to 157 pounds. So she lost 32 pounds in just 3 weeks, which is absolutely amazing. And I wouldn't have been able to done it without your personal guidance and advice. I probably wouldn't have stuck with it without you. So thank you again. So again, the reason why I'm showing you this is not to, pump myself up or brag or anything like that. It's to show you that people that are no different from you got amazing results just because they followed the few simple formulas that I'm going to share with you here today. So they didn't have, amazing genetics or a crazy high metabolism or anything like that. It's just to show you that you can do this too. And if you believe that, that's one of the main things I want to get across today in this webinar, is that you can do really anything that you want when you start applying this formula. So after helping tens of thousands of women and men all over the world with these unique fat-burning secrets that I discovered after being on bed rest for over 6 months, I was invited to tell my story and share my research and experience in front of 1,000 people at the Fitness Business Summit in Orange County, California. So that's the biggest group I ever spoke in front of live at that point. And it was just a huge honor to be able to share my story and what I found in front of 1,000 of the best people in the world at the summit in Orange County, California. So what I did was I continued to develop and enhance the steps in my ideal body formula. I knew it worked, but I knew it could be even better. So although thousands of frustrated women and men were helped by my programs, I knew there were still people out there unhappy with their weight and tired of feeling frustrated. And most people, they just don't believe they have the time to invest in weight loss. And more importantly, they don't think they have the time to invest in themselves. So their weight kept piling on, and it kept them from enjoying happier and fuller lives. And this really bothered me deep down because it's like they gave up before they had even begun. There's so many people who just threw in the towel before they even gave it an honest try, and that really just tore me apart inside. And the worst part was, although I'd helped thousands to lose unwanted fat, my own wife still struggled, and I wanted to help her too. So we're going to get into that in a little bit as well, how I was able to help her because she was struggling for a very long time as well. And I created this new formula for her, which boils down to the 4 steps that anyone can follow. So once a few people went through the new program, the results blew me away. So like before, people lost weight using my simple and straightforward approaches, but with the new elements that I added in after my surgery and the research that I did, the results were incredible. So here's a quick email from Bill. He said, I'm looking forward to the new videos coming out. On top of having such an outstanding program, it's very nice to have such personal service, and being able to get in touch with you and get help and answers is unbelievable. I can't thank you enough for your program, and I'm telling all my friends about it. And hopefully they will be ordering as well. I've tried several different programs over the years, and yours is the best and easiest to follow with the videos and instructions that you give. I found myself getting lost in other programs, but you do a great job of keeping it clear and keeping me on track and motivated. Thank you again. So that was from Bill. And then Glenn posted in a private Facebook group, good morning, everyone, and thank you to Derek. I've lost almost 25 pounds since September 11th of this year. So that was 25 pounds in about 3 months, which again is absolutely incredible. Some people don't even lose 5 pounds in an entire year. Glenn lost 25 in just 3 months and really just dedicated a few simple minutes a day to use what I'm going to teach you here today. So again, the only reason why I'm saying this is because these are ordinary people just like you who got amazing results, so you can do this too. So are you ready to discover the 4 steps of the ideal body formula for rapid and ongoing fat loss? I hope you are, because I'm excited to share them with you. So step 1 is creating your vivid vision. So this is, in my opinion, where most weight loss programs fail, because they don't even talk about this. 99.999% of the programs out there do not talk about this, yet it is the most important thing. And it's what I call creating your vivid vision. So your mind and your vision has an essential role in your weight loss, and it's proven by scientific studies. So when I talk about creating your vivid vision, what we're doing is activating what I call your mental metabolism. So we all have the metabolism in our body that, burns fat and burns calories, and it's essential for life. Well, we actually have that in our brain, and it's using our brain to help us lose more weight. So what we do with the vivid vision step is, first we get super clear on exactly what you want. So how many times have you started a program and you're like, wow, well, I guess, I'd be happy if I lost 5 pounds, or, I don't know, if I lost a couple pounds, that'd be great. But you don't go into it with a specific, clear-cut goal. If you don't do that, you're already starting from behind because you don't even know what it is that you want. So what we do is we take a few minutes and figure out exactly what it is that you want. It could be, I want to weigh 125 pounds. It could be, I want to lose 35 pounds. It could be, I want to get off all my pain prescription medications. I'm spending, hundreds or thousands of dollars a month, and I want to get that expense out of my life. Maybe it's, I want to be able to walk up, the 3 flights of stairs at work up to my desk without getting winded. Maybe it's, I want to be able to play with my kids all afternoon long and never feel tired. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's just creating something super clear that you want, because once you know it deep down what it is that you want, you're much more likely to actually get it. So that's the first step. And then the second step after that is creating a strong enough reason why. So a lot of people, they do a weight loss program, or they start a diet, or they're given this meal plan to follow, and a couple days in, either they're not getting fast enough results, or it's hard, or it's, so different than what they're used to. It's just they want to quit right away. And if you don't have a strong enough reason why to keep going, then you will quit right away. That's why, over 75% of people have already given up on their New Year's resolutions already. Because you give up when it either gets tough or you're not getting the results that you want. So if you have a strong enough reason why behind your vivid vision, then you're going to stick with it long enough to see results. So just a quick example, my big reason why is my kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I would hate for them to grow up in a house where we're eating macaroni and cheese every day and pizza and all these horrible foods for you. So mine is just leading by example for them. So hopefully they have a much longer life than I could ever imagine happening. So when anything gets tough for me, if I hit a plateau or anything like that, all I do is quickly picture the faces of my kids, and that's enough to get me back on track and keep me going. So we're creating exactly what you want, getting super clear on what you want, and then backing it up with a strong enough reason why to support you throughout your weight loss journey. So to change your body, you must first change your mind and become a visionary in your own life. Now, before I go any further, one thing I want to talk about, just how powerful this is there's a guy, I believe his name is Neil Bannister, something like that. I might be getting the name wrong, but he was the first guy to run the 4-minute mile. So for years, people were trying to run a 4-minute mile and nobody could do it. And they just thought, the human body simply cannot run a mile in 4 minutes. And what he did was, he didn't just go out and train more or train harder or try to run faster. In his mind, he pictured every single day, everything about his mile-long race. He pictured what he was wearing. He pictured a nice, smooth stride as he was running down the track. He pictured the time being below 4 minutes when he crossed the finish line. Over and over again, he used his mind and activated his mental metabolism. Guess what? He was the first person to ever run a sub-4-minute mile. But the thing is, after he ran it, nobody could run it. Nobody ever ran it before. He broke that 4-minute mark, and then in the next year, a dozen or more people broke it too. And it's not because they all of a sudden all got faster. It's because they realized, oh, this is possible. I saw somebody else do it, so now in my mind, I know it's possible, so now I can do it. So that's why we want to get super clear on what exactly it is that you want to get out of this, because once you are clear, then you can actually do it. It might seem, way too hard to do it at first, but it's once he broke the 4-minute mile, people started doing it left and right. They didn't get faster. They just believed they can do it. So when you believe you can do this, when you believe you can accomplish anything, that's when something amazing starts happening in your life. So how would you like to love what you see in the mirror? How would you like to see your self-confidence soar? How would it feel to finally fit back into those jeans that have been too tight for way too long? Once you activate your mental metabolism and know without a doubt deep down that you can do this, whatever your goal is, no matter how crazy it is, no matter how unrealistic your ego might think it is, then you can effortlessly lose as much weight as you desire. So the only reason for failure is not believing deep down that you can do it. If you're skeptical, then you're not going to end up getting the results because deep down, your body doesn't believe that you can do it. So here's a real life example of putting this into action. So Michelle was a hairstylist at a local salon, and she showed up at my fitness boot camp one morning. So that's back when I was training people in person. She worked at a salon down the street, and she showed up, and she actually had a gym membership at one of those 24-hour fitness gyms. She never ever used it. She was just paying for it every single month and just never stepped foot in the gym. So does that sound familiar? Because I know I've personally done that lots of times before. And she just wasn't happy with how she looked or how she felt. So does that sound like you? Are you unhappy with how you look or feel right now? That's where she was at when we started working together. And we began with just a few simple exercises. So I didn't go in there and, tear apart her diet or start, doing these crazy hour-long workouts 5 days a week. We actually just sat down and figured out exactly what she wanted. So we didn't just figure out exactly how much weight she wanted to lose, but how she wanted to feel every day, why that feeling was important to her, and how that would impact her life on a deep level, because then she was connected to it and she was much more likely to succeed. So after creating her vivid vision, Michelle's motivation skyrocketed and she lost 21 pounds. So do you see how just implementing this step one, this creating your vivid vision in your own life, can be an essential first step in losing your unwanted fat? So again, a lot of people start a weight loss program, they don't even think about this. They don't even think about what they want. They just figure, well, I'll just do the diet, I'll do the workout, and whatever happens, happens. You kind of settle for whatever happens, and that's just not the way to do it. Get super clear on what you want first, and then the results will follow. So can you see yourself at the weight that you want and in the body you deserve vividly? Picture that in your mind, close your eyes and see yourself in the body that you want and that you deserve. It's much more likely to actually happen for you. So your life will be impacted by your drive and motivation when your waist shrinks, your belly flattens, and your energy skyrockets. So here's a picture of Michelle. She lost, again, 21 pounds, 3.5 inches off her belly, 2 inches off her waist, even though nothing had ever worked for her before. So she looked amazing. She looks amazing. And I was just extremely grateful to be able to work with her. All right, so check one, vivid vision. That's the first step. Now we're going to move on to step two, which is to practice energy eating. So step number 2 is incorporating energy eating. So this helps provide the energy that you need to get the results you want. And the best part is you'll never feel hungry again. So energy eating is basically a way to not only increase your energy, because we all want more energy throughout the day, but it's basically a way to reprogram your body so you naturally burn fat for energy instead of burning carbs or sugars. So a lot of the low fat, high carb, high grain diet that we've been told to eat the last 50 to 60 years, what it does is, first of all, it creates a condition called insulin resistance. And this was the hormonal disorder that I was talking about at the beginning that doctors aren't even testing for, but it's affecting over 50% of people. And that's when your body naturally releases a hormone called insulin when you eat. Now, depending on the food, your body either releases a little bit of insulin, a little bit, or a ton, like a lot of insulin. So it's based on the foods that you eat. And a lot of us, just from growing up eating a lot of processed foods and a lot of, foods that we thought were healthy, that we were told were healthy, and these low-fat foods, just eating those over the years, our insulin switch basically gets stuck in the on position. So it's like a faulty switch, and we just crank out all this insulin whenever we eat. And this hormone just floods throughout your body, and it's a fat-storing hormone. So you want low levels of it. But most of us have just huge levels of insulin in our bodies whenever we eat. So we ended up storing a lot of the food that we eat as fat instead of burning it off for energy. So when we use energy eating, what we do is we reprogram our body not to rely on carbs or sugars, because when you eat carbohydrates, what they do is they get turned into sugar in the body. So that's why we avoid a lot of the heart-healthy, quote-unquote, carbohydrates that people are telling you to eat, because they just create a huge surge of insulin in your body, which is what we want to avoid. So we start burning stored fat for fuel, the fat from your belly, your thighs, your love handles, the back of your arms, wherever it is that you store fat. We start pulling that for energy instead of relying on sugars and carbs. And that's how you can lose 10 pounds in 7 days like Maxime, because you start reprogramming the way your body works. So my wife, after she had 2 kids in the last 3 years, was having cold feet about my birthday trip to Mexico. So we went to an all-inclusive resort in Riviera Maya for my birthday, and a couple days beforehand, she started telling me she was having cold feet. She wasn't, or a few weeks beforehand, because she just wasn't happy with the way she looked. And, we had 2 kids in the last 3 years. We have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. So she was kind of easing her way back into being healthy and fit. And she just told me she felt gross. I remember she walked into the living room. The kids were finally in bed. We were just, starting to unwind and relax, after trying to keep up with them all day long. And she just dropped a bombshell on me. She's like, I feel gross. So the problem is most of what we're told about nutrition is dead wrong if your number one goal is to burn fat and drastically improve your health. So Carrie ended up losing over 30 pounds, and all we did was basically shift the way that she ate, and we took advantage of her metabolism window, which I'm going to talk about more in the next step. So now at the age of 39, she turns 40 this year. So she's on the verge of turning 40. She just had 2 kids in the last 3 years. And now she weighs less than she did in high school over 2 decades ago. Right now she's 123 pounds. She hasn't been that light since she was in high school when she played soccer and all these other sports year round. And she's on the verge of turning 40, which is just how powerful this is. She doesn't do any crazy workouts. She doesn't do anything like that. She doesn't spend all day in the gym or completely overhaul her diet. We just did a few simple switches and started reprogramming her body to burn more fat instead of burning carbs and sugars. And the thing is, she still had ice cream nearly every single night. This actually happened right as we moved into a new house as well. So our stress was at an all-time high, and she was still kind of relying on the ice cream and the chocolate to help her relax at night. It was soothing to her, which most people associate foods with those kind of comforts. So she was still eating that, and she still lost over 30 pounds just by taking advantage again of what I'm teaching you here today. So can you see how changing your eating habits can help you lose more weight? I mean, imagine yourself lighter, more energetic, while never feeling hungry. This isn't about starving yourself. This isn't about counting calories. I've never counted a single calorie in my life. It just seems like a miserable way to do things. So I would never ask you to do that either. I mean, can you see how burning off every last ounce of unwanted fat for good will finally give you more energy and more self-confidence? So why did this work so well? Well, I already explained the big part of it, which is it lowers your insulin level. So you want to keep insulin at an all-time low when you want to burn more fat. And most healthy foods are just not what they promise. In fact, most of these healthy, quote-unquote, healthy foods cause inflammation in the body, which is why you're storing all this fat, especially around your belly and love handle and thigh area. So beware of claims of, gluten-free and sugar-free. The thing that they do is with sugar-free foods, you think, oh, wow, well, that's healthy. It doesn't have any sugar in it. Well, they take the sugar out and they pump in a bunch of artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are up to 6,000 times sweeter than sugar. And your liver doesn't know the difference between sugar and artificial sweeteners. So even if you're eating these zero-calorie, diet sodas or artificial sweeteners or drinking those, your body is still having the same hormonal response as it does to sugar, which means it pumps out a ton of insulin and you end up storing a lot of it as fat. So beware of the sugar-free stuff that's just, a bunch of artificial sweeteners added in. Gluten-free is used to, claim that it's healthy when it's really not. Most foods are gluten-free, and they aren't necessarily healthy. And again, promises of heart healthy and all natural are not really regulated by the food industry, so they can slap that on any old product that they want to and claim that it's all natural or that it's heart healthy. I mean, Cheerios are claimed to be heart healthy. They have that on the front of the box. Cheerios are horrible for you. They are just a processed, cereal that causes your body to store more fat. So just beware of, the labels, the heart healthy, the all natural, the gluten free, the sugar free, because they're usually more harmful than they seem to be. So most of my private clients look at me like I have two heads when I actually share my energy eating formula, because I'm telling them to eat the foods that everyone told them to avoid for all these years, and yet they're just losing weight week after week without fail. And the reason why it works is because it's the exact opposite of what most doctors, health experts, and nutritionists have been telling you for decades. I mean, again, half the world is clinically overweight. And that's not my opinion, that's just the facts, that's based on the data. So don't you think there's something wrong with all of our dietary guidelines that we're being taught? I mean, something's wrong here if we're telling you to eat a certain way, and yet over half the world is clinically overweight. And these energy-eating foods help your body naturally burn more fat, even if you never exercise, because of the hormonal changes it creates at the cellular level. So you start burning off body fat for energy instead of sugars and carbs. And I'm not just talking about burning off energy like during your workouts or something like that. Your body is burning energy all day long. You're sitting here watching this presentation. Your body is still burning energy. Your metabolism is still working. When you're sitting at work, when you're in meetings, when you're driving your kids to school, when you're walking your dog, when you're watching your kids play soccer, whatever it is, your body still naturally burns calories. Now, do you want those calories to be sugars and carbs, or do you want to be the stored fat around your body? So it starts sucking the fat out of your belly and using it to energize you throughout the day. I'd rather start burning more fat. That's why I started implementing this plan with myself, and the results were incredible. And that's why I want the same for you as well, because it doesn't have to be, super hard or super complicated or very time-consuming at all. So would you like to eat satisfying whole foods, not these processed lab-engineered chemicals that fill you up with energy? I mean, do you want more energy in your life? Wouldn't you love to be on a quote-unquote diet that doesn't leave you hungry and actually gives you results, like Carrie, who lost 30 pounds and weighs 123 pounds right now on the verge of turning 40? I mean, can you see how even implementing only step 2 can leave you thinner, lighter, and saying goodbye to those fat genes tomorrow that are squeezing you today? So this is one of the most powerful steps in the formula, is utilizing energy eating. So before we go on to the metabolism window, I want to give you just one quick tip on how you can incorporate energy eating, because going through the entire process is way too much for this webinar. We'd be on here all day long, pretty much. So one tip that you can do to get started is what I call the avocado diet. So start eating one avocado every single day. You don't have to eat it plain, you don't have to eat it all at once. What I do is I usually have a half avocado with my breakfast, and then another half either on a salad, or I put it in a smoothie, or have it with my dinner or something else, or maybe as a snack. But just start eating one avocado a day. And the reason why is because it's one of the best fat-burning foods. It's filled with healthy fat, so it'll actually fill you up. So you'll be less tempted to eat, the empty processed foods that you snack on constantly during the day. And it'll just give you more energy because, again, of the healthy fats. It'll kill your cravings, and it'll actually fill you up. So that's the one, simple tip that you can start implementing today, is start eating one avocado every single day. Mix it up however you want, but start getting one in, and you'll start seeing some awesome results just from that. And it's very, very simple. It doesn't take any extra time out of your day. Step number 3, moving on, we are going to take advantage of your metabolism window. So a couple years ago, I came across a study in the British Journal of Nutrition, and it basically talks about this metabolism window where you can burn up to 20% more fat. Now, the reason this works so well plays into the energy eating. All these steps kind of work one in with each other, which is why when you combine them all together, the results are incredible. You can lose 30 pounds in 3 weeks, like Betty did. So your metabolism window is this magical time of day where your body burns up to 20% more fat. And the reason why this works so well is because during this window, you basically stop eating, so your insulin levels are 0. I mean, you can't have any insulin in your body if you're not eating, and if you don't have a large amount of carbs stored up in your body. So you have low insulin levels, which means then you have higher levels of your fat-burning hormones. So we all have fat-burning hormones. The problem is, as you get older, those hormonal levels start to die off, and they start to kind of die a slow death unless you actually work at ramping them back up. So this is one way you can do that. And these fat-burning hormones basically just flood your body, and they start grabbing the fat, again, from your belly, your love handles, your thighs, your butt, wherever you store it, and they start using it for energy. So that's how you can double or even triple your weight loss in half the time, combined with step 1 and step 2. So, just using this fat loss loophole, your body uses stored fat as fuel throughout the day. And the reason why it works, again, is because your insulin levels are basically at 0, because you're not eating anything. When you eat, you release insulin. So when you're not eating and you take advantage of this for a couple hours, you can ramp up your fat burning hormones, so you're naturally burning more fat, even if you're just sitting at your desk working, or walking out to the mailbox or anything, just watching TV. It works extremely, extremely well. So this is a picture of Jessica. She melted 12 inches off her belly, waist, and thighs in less than 1 month. 12 inches in less than 1 month, which is absolutely insane, just taking advantage of her metabolism window. So she wrote in to say, today I feel better. My thighs don't rub against each other when I walk anymore, and this was perfect since I sit all day at my current job. So would you agree that taking advantage of your metabolism window to burn 20% more fat will make a huge difference in your weight loss efforts? Can you see how implementing just step 3 here would bring you closer to the thinner, slimmer, leaner version of you? So that's the metabolism window. It's a magical time of day. The thing is that it's different for everybody. So I can't just say, from noon to 5 p.m. is your metabolism window. It doesn't work like that for everybody. Everybody is different, but it's a magical time of day when your body naturally burns up to 20% more fat. All right, so step number 4, we're going to go into quiet cardio. But before I get into that, I want to talk about something that's really been weighing on me for a long time, and that is based on this quote that I got from Dr. Timothy Noakes, again, one of the foremost authorities on nutrition. He said, all the exercise in the world will not cause you to lose weight. It has actually no effect on weight. All it does is make you hungry, and you keep eating the foods you're used to eating. So I've noticed over the years that we in the fitness and weight loss industry have done a horrible disservice to you. You raise your hand and say, okay, I'm finally ready to make a change. I'm finally ready to, lose the weight. I want to lose 30 pounds. And we get overly excited and we just dump all this information on you. We give you this, super complicated meal plan that just cuts out all your favorite foods. We tell you to start exercising 5 days a week. We tell you to start exercising for an hour, during those 5 days. We just dump all this information on you and you're like swimming upstream. And that's why most people never get results and they quit within, 7 to 14 days is because it's just like information overload and you're just completely turning your life upside down in the matter of just a few days or a few weeks. So the problem is people say, okay, well, you want to lose weight? Well, start exercising more. And it doesn't work that way. Exercise has a very, very, very small effect on your weight loss. Now, it's very important long-term in terms of, heart health and having strong bones and things like that. But in terms of just strictly weight loss, exercise is about 5% of it. Utilizing energy eating and everything else I'm talking about here to you, is 95% of the ballgame. It is that important. So I want to caveat this quiet cardio with saying, first of all, exercise is a terrible way to lose weight. So if you say I have 30 pounds to lose, well, better go to the gym and go on the treadmill. It's not going to work for you. That's why you're not getting the results you want. So the fitness industry has failed you because the minute you raise your hand and say you want to lose weight, we just dump all this overwhelming information on you. And we got to tell you to basically change your entire life, which is just completely unrealistic long term. And most people say exercise to lose weight. So you want to lose, again, 30 pounds? Well, start exercising more. Start running. Start doing the elliptical machine, the stationary bike. Start lifting weights or doing bodyweight exercises. And I'm actually the exact opposite of that. I say exercise after you've lost some of the weight. So when we tell you to exercise right away, it's more of like a chore, right? It's something that you have to do. Most of the time you don't like it, you don't enjoy it. But I say exercise after you've already started losing some of the weight, because just by incorporating energy eating, you can lose the 10 pounds in 7 days, which is just incredible. And then you can start exercising because you have some weight off your body. You're starting to already see results. There's less weight on your joints, less weight on your knees and your ankles and your back and your shoulders because you're losing weight. So then exercise becomes more enjoyable. So once the weight starts coming off, then you can exercise. Then you'll actually be more motivated to exercise, and you can do whatever you want to do in terms of exercise that's fun for you and start losing even more weight. So instead of exercising to lose weight, I say lose the weight first, start getting the results first, then you start exercising. So the other troubling trend is just all these crazy high intensity, utterly exhausting workouts. And look, I'm one to blame for this as well. A couple years ago, I was all in on the high intensity, go as fast as you can, squeeze in every last rep. And I thought it was the best way to lose weight, but the truth is it isn't, because it really raises your risk of injury. And when you do all this high intensity exercise, you're just burning off a lot of sugar. So you have sugar stored in your body. It's the most readily available energy source for you. So it's harder to go in and grab fat as energy than it is to grab sugar. So when you just go on these super high intensity workouts, you're just burning through all your sugar stores, which is why after these workouts, you're super hungry. I remember my wife coming home after a boot camp class, and it was a 30-minute, do as much as you can workout. And she came home and she's like, I'm just starving, I'm ravenous. And she just starts eating all this food because her hunger hormones are elevated and her sugar stores are completely gone because she burned through it during her workout. So you just end up eating all this food, and then you just negate all the benefits you just had from the calories you burned in the workout. So just these super high intensity workouts are just not the end all solution that they claim to be. And on top of that is the high impact workouts, all the jumping and all that just kills your knees, your joints, your ankles, and your back. I remember my friend Mike, I used to work with him when I had my corporate desk job. And at the time, he was probably 32, 33 years old, so a fairly young guy in decent shape. And we went out to lunch one day as I was kind of transitioning into the fitness industry. And we were talking, and he said, yeah, I joined a boot camp class last summer because I just wanted to get in shape with my wife, something fun that we could do together. The first day, they started on one side of the room, and they did these like standing jumps, and they jumped all the way to the other side of the room and back and forth, and doing all these burpees and sprinting in place and all this stuff, just go, 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 go. He quit after one class because his knees hurt so bad. So just, throwing all these high intensity, high impact workouts at you when you haven't been exercising for months or even years, and he was a pretty in shape guy, it just isn't the way to do it. So it's claimed to be, the end all solution, but it really just isn't. So it makes you feel decades older when exercise is supposed to make you feel younger. You're not supposed to be super sore after your workouts where it's hard to get in your car or hard to, get out of bed or hard to walk up a flight of stairs because you're so sore. That's not the way it's supposed to be. So to address this, I created what I call quiet cardio. And again, if somebody has 30 pounds to lose and they haven't exercised in a while, I would tell them not even to worry about exercising. Spend 30 days, focus everything you have on energy eating, and start losing the weight before you exercise. So that's my personal opinion. I wouldn't even have you exercising right away. But when you start exercising, that's when we start implementing the quiet cardio. So these are joint-friendly movements that burn a ton of fat while protecting your bones and joints. So again, you don't have to do these crazy, 10 out of 10 intensity level exercises to burn fat. The higher the intensity doesn't mean that you're necessarily burning more fat. You're just burning off a lot of the sugar you have stored in your body. So instead, we're going to use the quiet cardio, and you can get the flat and firm belly you desire without having to struggle just to walk up a flight of stairs the next morning. You're not super sore. Your knees aren't killing you. Your ankles aren't killing you. You're not throwing out your back doing these crazy exercises that people are trying to do just to get in shape. So on top of that, you're burning more fat instead of just sugar, which is ultimately what you want, right? You want to burn fat. That's the whole goal of all this, is actually burn the fat off your body, not to deplete the sugar stores. So let me ask you, would you exercise if it wasn't painful or difficult? If you didn't have someone, pushing you to always go harder and faster, like you're not working hard enough? That's something that always annoyed me with the people who are just push, 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 go, go, go. I mean, would you exercise if you could do it pain-free in less than 10 minutes a day and still get the flat and firm belly you desire? You don't have to do these crazy hour-long marathon workouts to get awesome results. And how would your life and your body change if you finally lost the weight that's been holding you back for far too long? So here's the email I got in from Dr. Sadiq. So yes, doctors also need help with their weight. Most of them didn't get trained a whole lot in nutrition, and they are the people who also need help just like you and me. So he wrote in to say, I'm happy to say I started your weight loss program about 3 days ago, and I already feel like I'm floating in midair. Yes, it's that good. I used to exercise heavily before, and it got me so tired that sometimes I couldn't even stay at work. This is a doctor who's saying he could barely even stay at work because he was so tired because he was doing these crazy, exhausting workouts that he thought were the only way to lose weight. So by now, with just a few simple warm-ups, I feel much better and lighter than I used to. I used to be 58 kilos with a bad case of bloating, and now I'm proud to say that I'm down to 54. So that's basically 8.8 pounds lost in just 3 days. That's the super fast results I'm talking about without the crazy, time investment or crazy workouts or anything like that. So, and I eat anything I want, ranging from a greasy burger to a creamy cake. Anyways, I just want to tell you about my progress within the days and my difficulties. If I come across it, I'll share those with you as well. I'm really grateful for coming across your blog that day. Thank you so much. So again, Dr. Sadiq getting amazing results, almost 10 pounds lost in just 3 days. I mean, that is nuts. Just using the formula that we're teaching you here. So let me ask you, would you exercise if it wasn't so painful and difficult? I mean, can you see just how using step 4, implementing the quiet cardio, even if you don't do it for the first 30 days, because I don't introduce it till way down the road once you've already started losing weight, how that would help improve your health and help melt away all the unwanted fat from your belly, thighs, and waist. I mean, imagine going shopping just a few months from now and buying all new clothes because your jeans are sliding off your hips and even the last loop on your belt is now way too big for you. That's exactly what my wife, Carrie, did. She had to go out at the age of 39 and start buying all new pants and all new jeans because they were literally falling down her waist. Her belts didn't fit her anymore, and even the skinny jeans, the quote-unquote skinny jeans that she used to wear in college were too loose for her, around her waist and around her thighs. She's on the verge of turning 40 after having 2 kids, so if it works for her, it can work for anybody. So those are the 4 steps in the Ideal Body program that you can use for rapid and ongoing fat loss. So what kind of results can you expect from the 4 steps of the Ideal Body formula? Well, we've talked about a lot of them here today. And again, I'm just sharing that with you because I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt that you can do this too. These people aren't special. They don't have amazing, they're special, but they don't have amazing genetics or, super high metabolism. It's just that I want you to realize that you can do this too. And this is one of my favorites. Her name is Iwana, and she wrote in to say, Hi, Derek. Thanks a lot. Things are going very well. I've lost 13 pounds in the first 15 days and 1 inch off my belly. I'm feeling like myself already, and I'm more positive and I'm happier. I can feel the difference when I'm playing with my daughter, which motivates me a lot. Seeing her smile and laugh when we're having fun time and playtime together is the best thing ever, especially since her dad isn't around anymore and I need lots of energy. It's all possible now thanks to you. And you can see just the amazing transformation in her picture. But she had all the odds stacked against her. She didn't have any time. The child's dad left her. She was raising a child by herself, working a full-time job to support her daughter, and yet she found the time to get amazing results because she invested in herself and said that I deserve this. I deserve something for me because it's going to impact every single area of my life. So just to do a short recap on the webinar and what we talked about, in case you've been taking notes and you missed anything, we'll go over everything quickly so you don't miss a single thing, because I want to provide a lot of value for you here today. So step number 1 is creating your vivid vision for yourself to help guarantee your weight loss success. Step number 2 is how to eat as much as you want and lose as much weight as you desire without counting calories, no portion control or counting points or anything like that. We talked about the magical time of day when your body naturally burns 20% more fat, and why exercise is a poor way to lose weight, and why I won't even exercise for the first 30 days if I was struggling to lose weight and nothing was working for me. So those are the 4 steps in the ideal body formula. So we'll just go through each one in a little bit more detail again in case you missed anything. So step 1 is creating that vivid vision. In order for my clients to be successful in shedding that unwanted fat, I had to help them believe deep down that they could do it. So if you don't believe deep down that it's possible for you, if you're skeptical, then it's never going to work for you because your body is basically fighting against you. So it's about getting first super clear on what it is you want, whether it's losing a specific amount of weight, getting to a certain weight, if it's, being able to walk up the stairs at work, if it's getting off your prescription medications, if it's, adding a decade onto your life, if it's anything, whatever you want, get super clear on what it is you want. Write it down. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day so you remind yourself and you just play it over in your mind over and over again, and then back it up with a strong enough reason why. The reason why that's going to push you through and help motivate you if times get tough, if you hit a plateau, if you're not getting the results that you want. This is going to push you through so you don't just quit and go back to your old habits, which you know are not serving you. So we're going to conquer your limitations in your personal belief systems and in your thoughts. So it's the mind, it's the thoughts that you play in your mind every single day that are holding you back right now. If you tell yourself constantly, I'm overweight, I hate how I look, I feel ugly. If you keep telling yourself that all over and over again, what you focus on is what you get. And that's why you're not happy with the body that you have. So when you vividly see what it is that you want, you believe it, you can picture it in your mind, what it is that you want, you reaching your goal, then it will happen. It's only a matter of time. So how would it feel to know without a doubt that all your unwanted weight is melting off for good? Step number 2 is we incorporate energy eating. So I know this is effective. I personally use it. I use it every single day. I've been using it for years, and I use it with my personal clients, and they started getting the results that they finally wanted. So there's no more cravings, no more feeling hungry. You're not snacking all day long. You're not eating all day long because you're just not hungry because you're eating foods that actually fill you up. You're not eating foods that just get turned into sugar in your body, which is why maybe you can eat something and then feel hungry again an hour later. It's because you're not giving your body the nutrients and the healthy fats that it needs to stay full longer and kill your cravings. So no more starving yourself just to lose a few pounds that always end up coming right back on. And just imagine what you can accomplish when the food you eat keeps you happy, keeps you energized and focused while you're still losing a ton of weight and, more importantly, burning a ton of fat every single week, because now you're using that for energy throughout your entire day. Step number 3 is taking advantage of your metabolism window. So again, this is based on the British Journal of Nutrition, where people can burn up to 20% more fat in this magical time of day. And the key to this is keeping your insulin levels super low. So that's all the magic behind it, is just keeping your insulin level super low and raising your fat burning hormones so they can go in and start grabbing the fat out of your cells from your belly, from your butt, from your thighs, your love handles, and start pulling that out of your fat cells and start burning it off for energy. That's as simple as it gets, and that's what we do here in step 3 with your metabolism window. So you're basically reprogramming your body to be a quote-unquote fat burner instead of a carb burner 24/7 all day long. So if your body naturally burns fat for energy all day long, can you see how much easier it is to lose weight and flatten your belly? I mean, we're not even talking about working out here. We're just talking about your body naturally burning fat as you go throughout your normal day. It can be that easy if you allow it to be. And then step number 4 is using the quiet cardio. And again, this comes in down the road. I'm not telling you to exercise a ton right away. Exercise does not help you lose weight. It helps you become healthier. It helps your heart. It helps your bones. And it helps to, obviously have strong, lean muscle as you get older. But it's not, in terms of weight loss, exercise is just a small portion of it. So many exercise programs, again, are so difficult. They're complicated. They put unnecessary stress on your joints, and they drive people away doing all these jumping exercises, doing super high intensity, go, 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 for a half hour. It's unrealistic to think your body can go through that long term. Maybe a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, but your body's going to burn out on you eventually if you keep doing it that way. So in step 4, we talk about quiet cardio. So these are low impact and sometimes even no impact movements that help keep the weight coming off week after week without fail, and the number going down on the scale consistently without hurting your knees, back, ankles, shoulders, and joints. So do you see how exercising pain-free, even for just a few minutes a day, can drastically improve the quality of your life and help you lose weight a lot faster? So I don't want to bum you out, but our time together is almost over. It's been almost 50 minutes now. The time has flown by for me, but our time together is almost over. I don't want to keep you all day long. So there's one last thing I want to cover. Knowing what you know now, can you see where so many diet and exercise programs have failed you in the past? And again, it's not your fault. It's our fault. We dump so much information on you because we want to help you. We want to just share all this knowledge we have with you, but it's counterproductive because it's just way too much, way too fast. And when you're focused on 10 different things at once, you don't accomplish anything. So even if you just used one of the steps I told you here, or 2 of the steps I told you here, can you see how the pounds would drop off to reveal the body you want and deserve? Maybe you incorporate the avocado diet. You start eating one of those a day. Maybe you get super clear on what it is that you want, and you replay it in your mind every single day, so it becomes a reality, and then you naturally work towards that goal, and it becomes a reality long term. Were you happy you came to the webinar today? I mean, hopefully you got some value out of this. I'm super grateful that you came and that you spent the time with me, and hopefully you got some value and you learned something new that will help you down the road. Now the question is, would you like to lose at least 30 pounds in the next 90 days? I mean, can you see how combining all 4 of these steps and reprogramming your body to be a fat burner will make it so much easier to lose at least 30 pounds in the next 3 months? I mean, we have people who are losing 30 pounds in 3 weeks. If you did 30 pounds over the next 30 months, I mean, how would that change your life? I mean, just think for a second, how much weight did you lose last year? Or did you lose any? Or did you gain weight? You could take 30 pounds off, and if you don't have 30 pounds to lose, 20 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever it is, it's different for everyone. In the next 3 months, it's totally possible just using this formula and getting super dialed in on it. So do you think it would be helpful to spend even more time together, going even deeper and find out exactly how you can lose weight and begin feeling vibrant, youthful, leaner, and more energetic? Well, the truth is, at this point, we're at a crossroads, and you really have 2 options. So option number 1 here is you can take everything you learned here today and figure it out for yourself. So take all the information you learned. Hopefully you took some notes. Hopefully you remember what each of the 4 steps are and basically figure it out on your own. You can do all the research, figure out when your metabolism window is, figure out the best way to incorporate energy eating and exactly what that is into your diet so you start burning fat 24/7. But the truth is, life's probably going to get in the way like it always does, and then you're never going to get around to actually doing it. And if this was truly the answer, if applying all this stuff on your own was truly the answer, then wouldn't you have done it by now? I mean, wouldn't you honestly have figured this all out a long time ago if you were truly capable of it? Well, the good news is there's another option. So what if I played an active role in your results? If I took a responsibility in your success and had an obligation to your outcome? I mean, what if I had more insights, shortcuts, and support systems for getting you the results you want and deserve? Basically, what if I was there in your corner every step of the way, basically guaranteeing that you get whatever the results is that you desire, that you create in step 1 using your vivid vision? So, I mean, how would that make things different for you if we did this together, you and me? You're not doing this by yourself anymore. I mean, do you think that if I personally helped you for the next 90 days, your weight loss would be virtually guaranteed? I mean, would it help to cut out the confusion if you knew exactly what to do every day with me in your corner, helping you every step of the way? I mean, that's why I am super excited to introduce you to the Ideal Body VIP program. So you see, when you put together all 4 steps in just minutes a day, you can easily lose 3 to 10 pounds per week, even if nothing has ever worked for you before. But again, the main goal is losing 30 pounds or more in the next 90 days with my personalized support, expertise, and encouragement. Now, before I go into the details of what's actually included in the Ideal Body program, I'll go through each of that so you know exactly what's included in the program. First, I want to talk about something that really nobody else is talking about, and it's the truth about weight loss experts. So there's a troubling trend out there of people who have been lean and fit their entire lives giving weight loss advice. So the thing is, somebody who's been super fit and super lean their entire life, and this is usually guys who end up doing this, they find something that works for them. And then they tell everybody else about it because they think, oh, it works for me, so it works for everybody else. The problem is their bodies handle food, mainly carbs, differently than yours and mine. So, quote unquote healthy foods that you've been reading about in articles and have been in meal plans for years, like oatmeal, sweet potatoes, whole grain pasta, even fruit smoothies, their bodies handle them differently. They don't have problem with insulin resistance like you and I do, because I know when I found out that I insulin resistant and my body just reacts to eating those high carb foods differently, and it pumps out a ton of insulin, and that's how I gained a ton of weight in just 1 year by doing that. So people who have been fit their entire lives, they give out this advice thinking, well, it worked for me, it works for everybody else. But the problem is your hormonal system and mine do not process food the same ways that theirs does. So they will give you this advice, and then you'll wonder why you're not getting results. It's because it all comes back to hormones. It's not about how many calories you eat. It's not about how many calories you burn. It's how your hormones handle the food that you eat and the calories that you eat. So here's the secret. Find somebody you trust that's been in your shoes. So somebody that you can trust that knows what they're talking about, but has also been in your position. I mean, today's most popular weight loss experts have never been fat or overweight. They've been super fit their entire lives. And while that's great for them, that kind of hinders them because they don't know what we're going through. They don't know how our bodies handle food differently than theirs does. So what they tell you isn't necessarily going to work for you. I mean, everybody except for me, that is, because I put on 30 pounds in less than 1 year. That's right. I put on 30 pounds and ballooned. I think at the highest I was about to 215, maybe 220 pounds. The highest, I went from 185 up to 220 in less than 1 year because I was following all this advice that everybody told me. I was working out like crazy. Then I was refueling with all this, oatmeal and, whole grain pasta and reduced fat peanut butter and reduced, fat this and that, light yogurt. And my body didn't respond to it because my hormones are different than somebody who's been super lean their entire life and can eat whatever they want and never gain an ounce. And I gained all that weight again after my surgery because I was basically on bed rest and I wasn't able to eat, healthy, high fiber foods because my bowels shut down and they couldn't process those foods. So I've been in your shoes. I know what works, and more importantly, I know what doesn't, so you're not going to waste your time. So here's exactly what you get in the Ideal Body program. 90-day step-by-step program. No guessing. You know exactly what to do. I'm in your corner helping you as much or as little as possible. So this isn't me just handing you like a diet book or an ebook or anything like that. This is me personally helping you, communicating with you, staying in touch with you throughout the entire 90 days to get you the fastest results possible. So can you see how taking the guesswork out of it will save you time, confusion, frustration, and unnecessary stress? I mean, just imagine losing weight week after week with ease with me in your corner helping you every step of the way. We also get the 90-day energy eating blueprint. So we're going to reprogram your body from being a carb burner to being a fat burner while eating as much as you want. That's the best part. You can eat as much as you want. You'll always be satisfied. You'll never be starving. Basically, eat till you're satisfied, not till you're overly stuffed, and your body starts using your stored fat for energy. The best part about this is, on top of that, is it kills your cravings. It kills your sugar cravings, so you're not tempted to eat sweets all day long, and you just end up having to snack less. You're not constantly hungry and grazing all the time like people are these days. You actually eat, you get filled up, and then you eat again when you're hungry. And these foods make it super, super easy. So you're going to skyrocket your natural energy so you're no longer feeling tired all the time, no matter how much rest you get. If you're getting a full night's rest and you're still tired in the morning, we're going to flip that on its head because we're going to be doing energy eating. You're going to have all the energy that you need. And on top of that, you're going to flatten your belly and burn more fat without counting calories, eating less, or starving yourself. So on top of implementing energy eating, it's going to be 1 to 2 action steps per week so you get the amazing results no matter how busy you are. So this is where this program is different than anybody else's. On top of that, it's personalized where I'm actually in there helping you. I'm taking a lot of my time to spend with you to help you. I'm not dumping all this information on you from day one. I'm not giving you a meal plan and then a ton of workouts and then a list of 10 other things to do where you're just completely overwhelmed. We're focusing on just one thing. All of our focus is going on one thing every single week. So you don't have to worry about doing 20 different things. All you got to do is worry about one thing, which is why it just takes a few minutes a day. And the one thing that we're going to focus on every week is what delivers the maximum amount of results. So there's no fluff in here. I'm not going to tell you to start drinking, 10 glasses of water a day or start eating more vegetables. That common kind of surface level advice that you get from most people. That doesn't really make a huge difference. Drinking more water doesn't help you burn more fat. But we do 1 to 2 action steps a week that's going to get you down the 5 pounds in a week, the 30 pounds in 3 weeks, the 30 pounds in the 3 months. We're focusing on the biggest levers to pull here that take the shortest amount of time possible. So you're only going to focus on one thing, no overwhelm, no confusion, no uncertainty, no fluff. One simple step every single week to make sure you focused on that, and then we implement something else once you have that one step dialed in. So that's why there's no distractions. You get the fastest results possible because you're not trying to do a million things at once. You're just doing one thing very, very well, and your body responds to that like you wouldn't believe. You also get the quiet cardio follow-along workout videos, and I'll be honest, these are introduced later on in the program because, as I said, exercise is a terrible way to lose weight. Exercise doesn't do much in terms of burning fat and losing weight. It's obviously super beneficial for your long-term health, but right now, it's not necessary. Short, but when we do start doing it, it's short bodyweight only workouts you can do anytime, anywhere with these follow-along videos. They're less than 15 minutes. Honestly, most of them are less than 10 minutes, so they're super short. And when you take advantage of them by doing them in your metabolism window, that's when you start doubling, tripling your results because your body's naturally burning up to 20% more fat. And just imagine getting leaner while your joints get stronger. So again, it's easy on your knees, your ankles, your back. It's super joint friendly. You also get 90 days of membership in my private Facebook group. So this is the part of the program that I love the most because everybody comes together. We're all going towards the same goal, whether it's losing weight, burning fat, getting healthier, getting off our prescription medication, getting more energy to play with our kids, easing the pressure on our joints, whatever it is. We're all going through the same general goal. And that's why having this support community of everyone is so uplifting, because everyone's there motivating each other. Everyone's there supporting each other. People are creating lifelong friendships with the people because you're going through something very personal here. Weight loss is very personal. When you share this experience with others, it bonds you together. So this is also just another way to get direct access to me because I'm in the group all the time. So I can answer your questions super fast. I can give you advice super fast. We can just talk about certain things, whatever you want, but it's just another access point where you're not doing this alone. You're not getting an ebook and you're not expected to follow it on your own with no support from me. I'm in there in the group every single day posting stuff to help keep you on track. So this Facebook group is super awesome, and you get 90 days of that as well in the Ideal Body program. You also get videos and instructions on how to create your very own personal vision. So again, step one, that vivid vision. You get instructions on how exactly to do that so you know exactly what you want and you have the strong enough reasons why to back it up to push you through the 90 days. So would losing weight be easier if you had more motivation? What if I told you all the motivation you'll ever need is already inside of you? You just can't see it because of our fast-paced, busy lives. We're go, go, go all the time. But what if I'm here to help pull that motivation out of you so you're going to naturally keep going instead of giving up and quitting like so many people do without getting the results that they want? We also do a weekly group question and answer session. Again, the main thing with this program is you have direct access to me. I'm investing my time in you to get you the results that you want because I realize just giving you a program and asking you to follow it for the next 30 or 60 or 90 days just doesn't work. Most people don't stick with it. So I'm in here helping you every opportunity that I can. So you get a weekly group question and answer session. So these are obviously optional. You don't have to attend if you don't want to, but it's a chance for you to ask a question for me in person. We can actually, have a conversation. One of those things that most people don't do anymore. We can actually talk back and forth. I know it's a crazy concept. And then you can also learn from other people because other people are asking questions. They probably have similar questions than you, and you can learn a lot from them as well. So we have a weekly group Q&A, and just having me available to personally answer your questions every single week help you stay on track. We also get weekly recipes to help keep you motivated and to keep the guesswork out of your program. And then once a week, we do a short video to help make a shift and lose the limiting beliefs. So you are the only one holding yourself back from having the body you desire. The inner stories you keep telling yourself, that's, everything that's going on in your mind, saying, I'm not, I'm ugly, I don't look good, I weigh too much, I'm too fat. All these stories that we tell ourselves, that we kind of beat ourselves up in our mind, that's what's holding you back because you're destined for so much more. So these videos really help address that, the mindset around weight loss, because once you have that locked in, the strategy just falls into place and then you just naturally start losing all this weight. So, maybe you don't think you're good enough, worthy enough, smart enough, or maybe you think you're just destined to always be overweight. That's completely not true. Stop thinking about that about yourself. I know so many people who do. And once you shift those thoughts, the weight starts to come off easily and effortlessly. You also get 90 days of action steps, strategies, and internal strategies to put all 4 of these steps together. So let me ask you, how important is it to have help in losing weight? If you've been doing it on your own, how has that worked out for you? To me, it's very important. I always reach out for help when I want to reach any goal. So success rates increase dramatically when you don't do it alone. And I've got your back. I'm personally invested in you because I have so much passion in helping other people get to the weight that they want after helping my wife get there. I also know how important it is to not overwhelm you. That's why we're doing 1, at the most 2, but usually it's just 1 action step every single day. Just imagine having 1 thing to focus on for the entire 7 days. How simple that would be, and then the results just naturally come. And you can ask questions, you can share when you're moving forward, and also if the needle on the scale isn't moving as quickly as you'd like, you can reach out to me and I'm there to help you in the Facebook group, in the Q&A every single week, in the emails, whatever it is that works best for you, I'm there and you will receive help. So how would you feel if you were confident that you would always get help when you need it? Will this time be different if I'm here to assist you every step of the way in case you fall off track? The truth is, the only reason nothing has ever worked for you before is because you didn't actually have someone in your corner to help you that actually cared about you, your results, and your overall health. Now, the question most of you are probably wondering is, how much does it cost to get started right away? Well, before we get to that, I want to tell you how much it's costing you if you do nothing. So this is from a study published by the School of Public Health at George Washington University, and this was published in September of 2010. So the blue bars are male, the purple bars, tongue twister there, are female. So the total cost per year. As of this, in 2010, women were costing themselves just under $5,000 a year because of being either overweight or clinically obese. That's money coming out of your pocket, out of your wallet, out of your bank account. For men, it was just under $2,700. Now, the thing is, this was done in September of 2010. Do you think between now and then this has gotten better or worse? I think it's gotten 10 times worse. So where, medical costs, costing yourself just under $1,500 back in 2010, I think it's probably double that by now. And you're probably costing yourself way more than that, up to $3,000 a year just on extra medical cost with all the prescriptions and everything you need to help keep yourself running and going if you're struggling with your weight. Salary and wages. This is where women are costing themselves up to $2,000 a year. It's probably double that by now. Men, it doesn't really affect you, and that's not right. That's completely unfair, but that's the truth based on this research. And I also know that last year I went out to California for a small business event. It was hosted by a woman who used to be, she worked in the boardroom for these big, giant companies, and she was like negotiating deals. That was like her job. And she was negotiating these like billion-dollar deals, these million-dollar deals. She was super powerful, super successful. And in that small group event, she told me, because I told her what I did for a living, she said, I'm costing myself millions of dollars every single year because of my weight. And at the time, she was about 50 to 60 pounds overweight. She said, I know it. I'm costing myself millions and millions of dollars. Now, you personally might not be costing yourself millions, but I guarantee you're costing yourself thousands of dollars in lost salary and wages, because unfortunately, this plays an impact and plays into getting jobs and things like that in interviews and things like that. So it's unfortunate, but that's just the truth based on the study, and I think it's gotten even worse since this came out. So you can go through and look through everything on here, but I'd say for women, you're costing at least double yourself. So it's probably $10,000 a year you are losing that you could be spending on whatever you want because of your weight and being overweight. And for men, it's probably up to $5,000 by now, just actual monetary cost coming out of your bank account in medical costs and lost salary and wages, disability and sick leave and lost productivity. You're spending more to fuel your cars, it even shows here, and your life insurance and your premiums skyrocket the unhealthier that you are. So that's the actual dollar amount that you're losing. $10,000 a year, $5,000 a year if you're male, just for being overweight. And it's uncomfortable to talk about and to think about, but it's the facts, and I want you to have all the information at your disposal. So the truth is, if you came out here for 90 days and you hired me to guide you through this, if you came to Madison, Wisconsin and stayed at my house, by the way, I do have a guest room. My mother-in-law stays there quite a bit when she's visiting, but it is open for you. If you want to come and hang out for 90 days and go through this in person, I would charge you $25,000 for that personal interaction, because it would drastically change your life and it'd probably add at least another 10 years onto your life. If I coached you one-on-one, the cost would be $15,000 for 3 months. And if you added up everything that I'm including in this 90-day program, the a la carte price would come to well over $5,000. If we were to drop that by 50%, the price would still be $2,500. But since you've taken the time to watch this webinar, you've shown some real commitment and desire, you stuck around to the end, I'm going to give you this one-time steep discount for the entire 90-day program, which does include a money-back guarantee for a one-time payment of just $997. So if you go back and think about how much money is being drawn out of your bank account right now, with you probably not even realizing it, those are the cold, hard facts. Doing it at this price is such a huge steal, because you're actually going to start making more money and keeping more money, because you won't be spending so much money on medications, you won't be losing it in lost salary and wages, your insurance premiums will go down and all that kind of fun stuff. So one-time payment of $997. And honestly, what's the cost if you don't do anything? Well, we kind of just went through that, but what's the long-term cost on top of just the monetary cost? So I know, even though this is value price, some people are wondering if they should spend the money. I know you're probably wondering, should I spend the money to invest in myself? Well, add up all the money you spent over the last years, decades even, on countless diet plans, diet solutions, cookbooks that are sitting on your shelves unused, quick fixes, gym memberships, supplements, smoothies, and the list goes on and on. Calculate the cost of that. More importantly, calculate the time you spent, all the energy you spent, all the frustration and disappointment. Factor all those in and ask yourself, how much did all of that cost you? I mean, I probably couldn't even put a dollar amount on how much all of that has cost you over the past few years and even decades. And what were the results? Did you lose the weight? Are you super fit and healthy right now? Can you look in the mirror right now and say, yep, I'm 100% happy with how I look and feel every single day? If not, then that's why I'm here to help you. So look, the real question is, are you going to allow yourself to do this? Are you finally going to put yourself first instead of everyone else and everything else? We have a kind of tendency to put everyone else in front of ourselves. If our friends need help, our family members need help, we're there in a rush to help them, but we're never willing to actually help ourselves. It makes us, for some reason, feel selfish if we invest in ourselves. But I'm here to say that it's okay, and that's the way that you get ahead and get the results that you want, is by investing in yourself, because you deserve it. You deserve to live a happy, full, exciting, pain-free life. So going through every day, hating how you look and feel, seeing someone in the mirror that isn't really you, the pain, the discomfort of aching joints and constant knee, hip, and back pain, not being able to keep up with your kids or your grandkids, is eliminating all those problems forever worth this small one-time investment in yourself? And only you can answer that question. If you don't think it's worth it, then there's nothing I can say that will convince you. If you think it's worth it, then great. Then I'd love to see you in the program, but only you can answer that question. And the truth is, your past does not matter. What you tried before doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you're ready to make a change now, and you believe you're worthy of investing in yourself. So some of you might be thinking, I have no time to follow a diet, no time to be in this program. And that's great, because this isn't a diet. Diets don't work because the day you start a diet, the first thing you think about is the day that the diet will end. And all you need to get started is just 5 to 10 minutes a day. That's it. You're not, again, doing all this crazy stuff. You're not dumping all this information on you. You're focusing on one thing for every week. One action step. That's all it is. It takes just minutes a day. Sometimes it doesn't take any extra time out of your day. And that's what's going to get you the amazing results, because you're not overwhelmed with a ton of things to do. And the truth is, we all have 24 hours in a day. And in those 24, I bet you can find something somewhere that can be adjusted for you to spend just a few minutes a day on yourself, because you deserve it. Let me ask you, is your health, your happiness, self-confidence, and what you see in the mirror every day worth spending a few minutes a day on? Or are you happy just to accept what life gives you, no matter how unhappy it makes you? In 90 days, you can be at least 30 pounds thinner using the 4 steps of the Ideal Body program I've outlined here. And again, you can try to do it by yourself. More power to you. But if you want my personal help, if you want to fast track all that, you want to just get the results, then I'm here to help you. You can go to the link at the bottom on the screen here. It's www.idealbodyvip.com/go. If you type that into your web browser, and you will be taken to our 100% secure order form page. You make your one-time only payment. You will never be billed again. And then you'll have instant and immediate access to the 90-day Ideal Body program. And I'll be there on the inside, super excited, waiting to help you. So again, we're going to use the 4 steps throughout the 90 days, creating your vivid vision, energy eating, using your metabolism window, and the quiet cardio, which comes down the road. So today, really all you're doing is investing in yourself with me in your corner to make sure to get you the exact results you want, or something even better. Again, the first step is we're going to get super clear on exactly what you want, and you might even get more than what you want. But we're going to get super clear. I'm going to take the time to do that with you so we know exactly what you want to get out of the 90 days. And then the only goal is to hit that in the 90 days, and I'm sure you'll probably do that within the first 60 days, to be honest with you. Your investment will not only net a slimmer you, but it also guarantees access to me and the program I've spent years developing, researching, and testing. So with this personalized coaching, access to all the vision building, meal guidance, and simple exercises and more, the question is, how can I afford not to? Again, only you can make this decision. I can't convince you to do this. If you want to do that, I'm ready to help you, but I can't talk you into doing this. This is all up to you and what you feel is right for your personal body and your circumstances. So again, if you're interested, you can go to www.idealbodyvip.com/go, and that's where you can enter in your information in our secure 100% order form page, and I'll be there ready to help you. The truth is, this is not for everyone. You must be willing to commit to success. I will work with action takers who value their time and are interested in achieving long-term results. I will not, however, work with people who expect a magic bullet, to lose 50 pounds in a week or something crazy like that, or who are unwilling to or unable to commit to just a few simple guidelines. I just like people who are fun, who are excited, who want to, work together to get an amazing result. Those are the people I'm super excited to work with, because I'm a fun, easygoing guy, and I like the people who join this program to be as well. So why am I doing this? Look, I stopped doing personal coaching for a long time. I stopped investing my time into people because it was very time consuming, and it was it just takes up a lot of energy out of my day. So why am I doing it now? Well, I absolutely hate to see people lose hope because they either can't lose the weight or because they don't believe they can. And after years of creating all these digital weight loss programs, I realized that 99% of the people fail because life gets in the way and there's no one there to help keep you on track. You buy something and then it just starts collecting dust in the corner because something else pops up in your life that you have to attend to, and you just forget about it, and then you never get the results that you originally desired to get. So there's no one there to help keep you on track, to jump over the hurdles and show you how to get the fastest results possible. And on top of that, it's just, I see the way that everybody's doing it now, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. We're just dumping all this information on you. We're giving you a million things to do from day one, and that's just not the way to do it. We're telling you to completely overhaul your diet and start working out for an hour every single day and start cutting out all these things that you love to do. It's just not the way to do it, and that's why 2/3 of the world is clinically overweight, and it's not your fault. It's our fault. We've been giving you the wrong information. We've been dumping it on you way too fast, and that's why one action step a week is going to get you these amazing results that you never were able to get to before because you were just trying to do too much at once and nothing ever worked. And more importantly, I know you can do this even if you don't think you can. I'm here. I'm your biggest supporter. I know deep down that you can do this. It's just you realizing it and believing deep down that you can do it too. So even better, there is a 30-day money back guarantee. So If you try it for 30 days and you don't lose the weight that you want, your purchase price will be refunded 100%. I'm not here to help people who don't want to be here. So simply upload a list of what you've been eating using Google Docs for the past 30 days and your money will be cheerfully refunded. So if you show me, hey, I'm following this, it's not working for me, it's just not a fit, whatever it is, then you get a 100% refund, no questions asked. I'm here to help people. I'm not here to hold you hostage if it's not working for you. So you do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can basically try it out today, risk-free, for the next 30 days to get amazing results. And again, go to idealbodyvip.com/go, and that's where you sign up for the program. So again, say yes to your ideal body and join the Ideal Body program today. I already told you how to get started. www.idealbodyvip.com/go. Enter in your information. Once you do that, you make your one-time payment. You will never be billed by me again. And then you will get the first email, which will be the intro email, and you'll get access to the private Facebook group and all that fun stuff, and we'll get started creating your vivid vision and then getting you on the road to fast and permanent weight loss. So here's one of my favorite quotes to end this out with. It's from Benjamin Franklin. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. So if you feel in your gut that this is the right move, go. Invest in yourself. Allow yourself to do it. You deserve it. So yes, I want to lose at least 30 pounds in the next 90 days. Great, then I am here to help you. The next steps are, again, go to www.idealbodyvip.com/go. Enter in your information. You'll make your one-time payment of just $9.97. And the truth is, I'm not going to be doing this webinar probably ever again. I'm not going to make this program is never going to be cheaper than it is right now. So this is the lowest cost that it will ever be is $9.97. It's only going to go up from here. So if you feel it in your gut that you want to jump in on this, just know that deep down this is the lowest cost that it will ever be. And it's just I'm super excited to help you if you feel called into doing this with me. And again, here's the email that you'll get, so look out for that. If you join, you'll get a congratulations email and tell you the first steps to get started. And I'll be super excited to have you in there in the private Facebook group on the weekly calls. We're going to just dominate this, and you're going to get the amazing results that you've been eluding you for far too long. So again, thank you so much for coming. I hope that you got some value out of this. And again, even if you don't join the program, I hope you were able to take a couple notes, start implementing something, some parts of the program, start doing the avocado diet. That's the first small step that you can do. And as I promised at the beginning, here is your free gift, which is the 7-day diet challenge to jumpstart your fat loss. So it's very simple and straightforward. It's just for the next 7 days, again, a very short time frame. In the next 7 days, we're just going to change what you eat for breakfast. That is it. You're not going to exercise more. You're not going to eat differently for lunch or dinner. We just focus on breakfast because it's something very simple that can create huge results. So it's for days 1 through 7, again, you're just picking one protein choice for breakfast. You can have 2 to 3 whole eggs, any style. Eat the yolks. That's where the nutrients are. You can have some bacon with that, some Canadian bacon, some sausage, maybe some meat from the night before if you have some of that, or greens energy shake, which is the recipe I'll give you in a second. So just choose one of those that you like best. Choose a veggie option, which is either broccoli, cauliflower, spinach, onions, peppers. Maybe you can make an omelet, put some onions and peppers in there. That's a great option. And then also choose a healthy fat. This is what's going to help fill you up. So half an avocado, a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can cook your eggs in that. That's what I do every single morning. It tastes great and helps give you more healthy fats. Or a tablespoon of grass-fed butter. Again, you could cook your veggies in that or fry your eggs in that. It tastes amazing and gives you more healthy fats to help you burn more fat. So just pick one of those, one from each of those 3 options for your breakfast for the next 7 days, and that's how you're going to start jump-starting your results. And here's the green energy shake recipe if you want to use that. It's basically baby spinach, some frozen strawberries, a tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 scoop of protein powder, which is optional. I don't use a ton of protein powder anymore. A 1/4 cup of full-fat plain Greek yogurt, a cup and a half of water, and you can dump some ice in there. That's optional if you want to make it cooler, more like a shake. And that's the Greens Energy Shake. So you can have that for breakfast as well in place of a meal if you want to do it that way. So that's the next 7 days. Just do that, and you'll start getting some awesome results. So that's my gift again to you for taking the time to go through and spend time with me on today's webinar. So again, click below to begin your weight loss today, the 90-day Ideal Body program. We're going to lose 30 or more pounds in the next 90 days with me personally in your corner, helping you every step of the way. Go to www.idealbodyvip.com/go. That's where you go to sign up. I'm super excited. I can't wait to have you in the Facebook group on the weekly calls. Just doing everything I possibly can, investing my time in you to get you the results that you deserve. So thank you again for joining me here today and spending some time with me here on this webinar. Thanks so much. Talk soon.